Oh! That's sick! Alright, Michael, what are we doing today, mate?
Alright, today we are back on the Torana and we are finally getting into wiring and hopefully try and get this thing as wired up as possible in one episode. I mean, that's not going to be completed because wiring takes, as we know, a couple of weeks, if not more. The advantage that we do have in this build is we have got a standalone loom. So Daniel went out and sourced a standalone loom. It looks pretty good. It's got everything that we need. Basically, the idea is that you should be able to put this on any car, so it's universal and it should work. All we need to do is plug it all in, and these wires here are pretty much the only wires that we need to run to communicate to the car in certain aspects and certain ways. Most of which is under the dash. We've got some fuel pumps and we've got stuff that we're going to send to the thermofans, but all in all, plugs go into ECU. This goes under the dash as well too, so Nathan's got to make a bracket today and mount this somewhere.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, but it looks really good. It looks...
So is that fuel pump wiring, is it?
No, this is fuel
What's
pump
that?
wiring here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
fuel pump
Nice
wiring's
and
already
thick.
ran, yeah. It's only for one fuel pump though, and we run two, so we've got to run a second, but that's okay. I can do that up the other end. It's actually a really well thought out kit, yeah, with a nice relay box as well too. Pretty neat. So yeah, basically, we're going to get stuck into this today and try and get this thing.
Well, you want to try and bump a key, don't you?
Well, I realise we're not going to be able to do that.
Why?
Because it won't let us. The ECU's locked out. The ECU still has a lock on it.
Oh.
So until we get the security thing disabled, it won't let us bump the key, I believe. It won't.
Oh, I thought it just wouldn't start.
Yeah, it might not start, but we'll see anyway. I don't know if we're even going to get that far today, but like I'd like to at least get everything wired up and be able to turn it on and go, ooh.
Yeah.
And hopefully it doesn't turn into a sparkle bomb.
Yeah, fair enough.
In order to make that sort of happen, Daniel and I actually spent a day yesterday working on this thing already to try and get a little bit of a head start on today and try and do some of the boring and long stuff that takes a bit of time. So we've ran the main wire, which goes from battery to, we're up to the firewall at the minute, but that in itself is an achievement.
Did you get a lug?
Yep, got a lug, put it in, looks schmick. You'll
Nice.
have a look, see if you approve. So anyway, we'll go back, have a look at that, and then we'll catch back up to where we are now and continue on with getting the wiring loom in. Alright, so today we're trying to get a little bit of a head start on what we're going to be doing tomorrow, which is trying to install the entire wiring loom and all that and getting this car pretty much as wired up as we possibly can. As you guys know, we took the battery from the front of this car and we put it in the boot, so now we need to run power from the boot to the front, and that's what we're going to try and get done first because that usually does take a little bit of time and we sort of want to know where all our posts and where all our locations are going to be and have that sorted before we start sorting out the actual wiring loom itself. So to do that, what we're going to be using is going to be using just some 2 B&S. Normally I like to run, I think it's 1 B&S, which is usually equivalent of about a 0 gauge. Daniel grabbed this because this is all we could get, and by rights, everyone's saying that this should be fine. I usually like to use a bit of a heavier gauge, but we're going to give it a crack, and if it doesn't work, we'll know pretty quickly if it doesn't work. So let's have a look and we'll get that run today. We already have come up with a little bit of a plan on how we're going to run this, and I think it's going to end up quite neat. So let's open this up and then we can start running our lines. Looks like a spring. Ready? Oh, I thought that was going to be way cooler. Daniel actually did decide he wanted to move the battery a little bit further over so he could fit his Louis Vuitton in with
It's
more
a bigger
room.
Louis Vuitton bag than you think, so
Yeah.
I need more room.
So Daniel ended up moving it slightly over a little bit, so he has done that. It's now secured back down again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up a terminal which will come off here. We need to run our fuse in line obviously, and then we're going to run up and go in towards the cabin area. So it'll go inside the car rather than going underneath the car. I think that'll work quite nicely, and it'll just make sure that it doesn't get damaged underneath the car during driving or anything like that. So first things first is we probably need to figure out where we're going to put our fuse, Daniel.
Yep.
And then we can figure out our power and everything after that. Yeah, 250 amp fuse is what we're running, and our cable is rated to 255 amps. So by rights, we're within spec, which is good. This is the maxi fuse that I like to use. So you get a maxi fuse like that, 250 amps, nice and big. That way you can fit nice big chunky wires through it. We'll put this in place first, and then we can run our lines, and we can put our isolator on the negative, because I always forget and put the isolator on the positive, and everyone always tells me it should be on the negative, and yes, it absolutely should be.
I've been told the opposite. I've been told put on the positive.
If the positive is disconnected but the negative is still hooked up to the car, if something is to touch the battery on the positive terminal on the battery and then it touches the body, it still is going to close that circuit because your negative is still going to your body. The reason why you disconnect the negative is because that way you kill the chassis. So if you drop something on the positive and then it touches the body, it doesn't matter. Your body's not earthed anymore, so it won't spark and make all the fireworks. It really doesn't matter. You can put it in your positive, you can put your negative. It really doesn't matter, but best practice is you put it on your negative. Either way, you're interrupting the circuit, no power, it's good.
He's done. He's good.
So I'm thinking somewhere here, Daniel. What do you reckon?
No. That's going to be right where the bag's going to sit.
Our maxi fuse, we're going to sit right here in front of the battery to keep it all sort of nice and neat and in the one location. And it means that our fuse is really close to our positive wire. Our positive can come out, do a big loop, go into there, and then run along the floor and through into the cab up there. And negative, what we're going to do is put this isolator somewhere about here. And that way our negative cable will come from here up into that and then down, and I'll probably put a nutset in this area here and bolt that in through there because this is a really nice big piece of structure, and I think that'll be a really nice ground for the whole car. So it's up there, out of the way, and if Daniel's Louis Vuitton does happen to roll around, it's not going to knock this off. And all of a sudden you've got a dead car.
Mount is about to go in.
It is time to wheel out the electrical car. Finally! I've never actually really used it other than for small jobs, so now it's finally time to test out how this thing goes on a major job. Let's get them out. Alright, so Daniel has put the fuse in place, so now I can start running my wire through. I've got it all coiled up over there in some conduit, so I'll start running that through. Through the goes to there. So that's that sorted, so now we'll try and go through the firewalls. And we need to drill some holes. I'm going to run this cable along the sill here, sort of like that, or down here type thing. Then we can P-clip it along the way, and then we're going to run it up along here and to somewhere here. I'm going to put a bulkhead, a through bulkhead somewhere there. But before we can do that, we need to get this hole ready because we're going to use this hole to run our wiring loom through, the main harness for the engine. And that needs to be a 2-inch hole, and that is not a 2-inch hole. So we need to drill that out first, and then that'll tell us where our bulkhead's going to go from there. So that's our hole in there, and what we have obviously is the age old, there's already a hole there and it needs to be a bigger hole. How do you do that with a hole saw? So we're going to do a little hack, which I think I learned off Colin Furs, but a few people would probably already know this. And what you do is, this is the size that we need to go to, 2 inches, and I think this one is the size of the existing hole. So what we can do is, we get this one, the big one, put it on our arbor, like so. Then we get the little one, put it on the inside of our arbor. Ow, it's really sharp. And then that one can be used as a guide to drill out the big one.
Such a sneaky little hack that.
It is, it's very handy because it's so simple.
I didn't know that, that's new to me.
Give it a bit of a helping hand. Bang.
Beautiful.
Alright, so we have our main hole drilled for the main loom coming through now. What we need to do now is then put a hole slightly to the left of that, and we're going to try and put in our bulkhead connector. So our bulkhead connector, the idea is that we can run that wire that we ran up into this side of the firewall, cabin side of the firewall, and then it'll protrude through the firewall, and then we have actually a post to be able to put all our connectors on from this that we need inside the engine. So that's running power to the starter motor mostly, and also powering up the loom itself as well too. So normally this loom is made so that it would pick up power from the starter motor, but because that's so close to the extractors and stuff, I don't really like that idea, so I'm going to cut that short and run it up to this point here. Keeps it out of the heat, and it's also way more accessible than down underneath that starter motor. So to do that, we're going to go to our chopping board, And we're going to grab these. These are the bulkheads that I'm talking about. You can get these from Tiperformance. They're a Raceworks product. What we need to do is drill this hole out here. Then we can sink this in, drill out these 2 holes, and basically get it all mounted. And then we can run our cable to this.
This right here is where step drills come into their own.
Yeah, that's so good.
Alright, well, the bulkhead is in now. Probably leave it at there for today. Nice little spot, nice and tucked away. And from the other side, it looks really nice. We'll leave this cable, probably do this tomorrow once I figure out where everything else is going to run, so I don't get it in the way of anything else. So should be sweet. And then we need to find it somewhere in here, and our fuse box needs to go as well too, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, that's clean there.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So the thing is, I realised, I don't know why we did it intentionally, but we put the battery on the wrong side for this
Did we
car.
actually?
Yeah, when you think about it. Because starter motor's on that side. Every other car we
Yeah, but
do...
the ECU's on this side, we'll just say that.
Yeah, but starter motor, every other car we do starter motor's on this side, yeah? But it's on the other side. But also, I think the reason why we put the battery on that side was because we're offsetting the weight of the driver.
Yes, that's
just
right.
To balance it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And also, the fuel tank was in the way on the other side. So I think that was probably our biggest reason.
Yeah.
But
Cool as. All I've been warned about is that I need to get under the dash again and make a bracket. So,
yeah, so I think
should we
that's...
plug the harness in, run it through the firewall? Is that what you want to do now?
I got to add a couple of sensors in first. So
Yeah.
we'll do that really quickly now because that'll take me like 5 minutes.
Yep.
And then we can actually start looking at
Okay.
putting all the sensors on the engine,
Yep.
locating them all, and basically go to plug it all in. Alright, so before we throw this harness in, what we need to do is we need to add a couple extra things to it. The reason being is because we have sensors going to the ECU, and they're already there and they're in this loom. That's fine because the ECU needs to read oil pressure and water temperature. We have a gauge cluster now that also needs its own sensors to be able to provide info to that. So what we need to do is we need to run the wires that is provided from the gauge clusters and put them into this loom as well. So it's pretty simple. All I'm going to do is basically, I know where they end up or where they're going to go. Like this is oil pressure and we're running 2 sensors in the same location. So all I need to do is just add this to basically have a second plug come out of the same place, and then this will run up to the dash and not go to the ECU. As much as this loom is already taped up and looks really neat and clean, we're going to have to add stuff to it. So once we finish adding stuff to it, then we're going to retape the whole lot again.
Alright, feed me the beast. Ready?
Okay, so the loom is through. So now we have 2 options, Nathan.
Yeah.
We either start putting the sensors in and like thread seal and everything and get them all in place, or we start looking at the fuse box holder.
I was gonna look at that.
Yeah. I think that might be better because if we need to pull the loom back out while you're working in there, because you're gonna have to do some zappies today, because that's probably the biggest job for today. So if you pick up that fuse box, if you sat it next to the heater on the tunnel, sideways. So
Like that?
the other way around, so yeah, somewhere like there or something.
Jesus.
I do like the glove box idea though.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a bit ugly, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't hate the glove box idea though. If you open that glove box, because literally it's a cardboard glove box.
It really is, isn't it?
Would the fuse box fit?
Oh, it goes deep.
Yeah, it's deep, man.
If you take it out, we could... Yeah, okay, I can see some issues.
Maybe the hole above.
It doesn't fit, but it's...
I'm going to turn this off right now and we're going to do some thinking. We're going to
Yeah.
hopefully come back to you with a solution.
Alright, so what we've come up with is we're going to mount it right there.
Yep.
It's definitely the easiest spot, the only spot.
Yeah.
So we're just going to pick up You know what? He doesn't need insulation.
Insulation's for the weak.
Yeah, that's it.
That can come right off.
Plus, he's gonna pack it with more shit anyways.
Yeah.
So I can just build a bracket off this steel here and come forward like a nice leg with a couple of folds in it, and then I can just make a little L bracket up against the kick panel.
Yep.
And just weld it in there as well. So that's pretty easy, to be honest.
Yeah, we've had a look at multiple different ways of mounting this. That's really the only place that makes sense.
I think so.
Without losing the glove box, and Daniel wants to keep the glove box for his gloves.
Yeah.
So
fuel pump wiring can all run down here. Yeah. Battery's
gonna run up there.
Battery's gonna run there to there, so we can probably hook that behind and around and up onto the lug there.
Yeah. So that's where we're going to put it. We think it's the nicest spot, nice and neat out of the way. And if we do need to service it for any reason, so by service I mean like when we blow a fuse.
Yeah.
It's nice and easy to get to.
Easy to get to. Easy! I love that. Oh my god, it's going to make my day so much faster.
I'll get fabricating. And I'm going to start looking at hooking up all the sensors on the other side.
Alright, I want to do this so then I can start making some cables.
Alright, let's do.
Alright.
Red sealant, I found out it's kind of like the silver stuff. It ends up everywhere. Oh boy. We don't know where the coil packs are at the moment, so I can't plug any of the coil packs in, which is kind of annoying because that would have been good to do. Oh, that looks nice.
Shove an upsert in it, so then you don't need to try to get to the back of the... Oh, equal. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drill a couple holes through here as well, so then I can just put a little spot weld thingy as well. And I'll probably put a weld at the front. It's probably overkill, but it's okay. I'll just put a couple holes there. Alright, so I just made this up. It's pretty simple, it's very basic. It's got two holes where I'm just going to put two little welds. I'm going to put welds on the edge as well because it's the only space I can get to tack it there, but that's it. Put an M8 nutset. That's going to go like that. That's going to go like that to there.
Oh yeah, so you're putting in the one side to start with?
I'm just going to put the one side in because then I can hold it there while I build the bracket to the other side.
I like it.
Hey, good tacks. 14. Gravity doesn't work that way. Oh, that's better.
That sounds better.
Lovely. Ow, ow, ow.
And they're guessing it's hot.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, he's gonna make the standoff one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wires and plugs that I don't know what they're for. Has anybody got a really good wiring diagram for an L98 that they'd want to share with me? Because I would be really appreciative of that.
So this is my bracket. It's going to fold up like this.
Ooh, that looks nice.
That's going to get welded to the firewall. This will have a nutset in it and it'll bolt to the back of the...
Oh, that's how it's going. That's very nice. Very neat. I like it. Probably something I should have done before I put the Loom in the car is I'm going through and now labeling all our plugs because some sensors we're missing. We don't have any, like we don't have a cam sensor, but I need to know where things are going to be running to for those ones that we're missing.
Beautiful. Done.
I like it. Looks good in there.
Yeah.
Like a bought one.
Beautiful. Easy done. Sweet. Now we can move on to all this stuff.
Starting all that up.
Yeah.
This takes me back to long nights on the XE.
Back to the...
I didn't ask him about the head gaskets because
You forgot? Now
Alright.
these engines, these are God's engines. They're so much better than 253s.
Alright, we're taking a quick break from wiring up Toranas because what do we got, Nathan?
We've got 2 built single cams in the back of this piece of shit Camry.
everything's a piece of shit to you, is it?
We've got both engines built by Horsepower Junkie, one engine for the XE, one engine for the Cortina as well. So this is a really exciting day because it's a lot of money and it's 2 really good engines. Anthony ended up doing, I don't know yet, but a port and polish job on the heads, and they've now got lumpy boy cams in them. So everything is now here ready to assemble both engines. So
Stage 4 cams like we always run?
Stage 4 cams, so it's pretty exciting. Got Forged in Turtles. We'll go through the build sheet on the actual XE episode, but it's pretty exciting to see these 2 bottom ends here. This is first ever built engine for me and him.
Yeah.
They're fancy looking pistons. Oh, he did use full pistons.
You realise this has to be put in a car within 5 weeks to go to DC, yeah?
Oh, these guys are gnarly.
Are we excited, Nathan?
Yeah, so we're not going to work on this shit box anymore. Nah, this is pretty exciting. So, as you guys know, so
Yeah.
5 weeks out drag challenge, we only just got the engines back now. So, thank you, massive thank you to Ant for building these engines for us. We owe him a huge thank you. Obviously, we've now come to the realization that the Cortina is not going to make drag challenge.
No.
There's still a lot to do on that car, and Dad doesn't want to rush it. So what we're going to do is we're going to rush my shit box. So we're going to try and get my engine back together, the heads all back together as well, slam this thing together, get it back in the XE, get it tuned. At least we've got the engines back. Lots to do, not a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. Same with this car. This car going to be ready for Rod Run.
Yeah, this car's supposed to go to run.
Which is only a week or 2. Basically, this has the same deadline as DC because it needs to be done before DC. Because once we go to DC, we can't work on it, and Rod Run's pretty much the weekend after it. So we're trying to get 2 cars done for DC now.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's okay. Nothing like a deadline to help us get it done.
Yeah.
So anyway.
What I'm doing is I've ran the cable through here, and it's now ran up to the bulkhead plate. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make the grounds up. The ground is going to go to the isolator switch. So the isolator is going to go there. I'm just going to make a simple ground strap to go to there, and then ground it to here as well to come out of there. And then I'll just run the short little power wire as well that's going to go to this big inline fuse.
Yep.
Okay, that is one battery cable. Alright, that one goes like that to the battery. Now I just got to make... Yeah.
So Nathan has to do the earth on the body right now, so he needs to clean the paint off before he does so. Now this is something that I found off Benny's Custom Works. So he told us about it. Apparently they're really big in America, but they're a terminal like cleaner type thing. So you put that in the drill, put that in the hole, and apparently it strips it clean.
Oh wow. Oh, that works mint.
How good is it? Cleans the terminal face. Perfect.
Yeah, ready.
Apparently, I had to get it from overseas. It took a month
Really?
to get it, yeah. They're not real big in Australia apparently, but overseas, a normal thing.
Well, I mean, it saves you taking an angle grinder to...
Yeah, and then
Okay.
it always ends up, you know, bigger or ugly.
Yeah.
Gross. This thing's mint.
That's mint. I like it.
Me too. Benny's Custom Works, he put me onto it. So thanks, Benny. need to find the main power supply wire, which basically powers the whole body control, I guess you'd call it, anything that's not engine related. And what that usually is, in these things I'm believing, it'll be this big red wire here. This big red wire would go directly to the starter motor, because originally this engine would have just had power from the battery going directly to the starter motor, and then the starter motor becomes basically the main post which ran everything off it. And in this case it's just this one thin wire here. This wire here will pretty much power everything in the car, lights, everything. They just didn't use a lot of power, so they didn't need a really thick cable. Now, what I was originally going to do is I was going to take this red cable, separate it from the rest of this loom, run it over to my post over here in the engine bay, and hook it up to that, and then that would have got power to this loom, and then hopefully power your lights, your radio, your dash, everything. But what I'm going to do, and it's a little bit more work, is I'm actually going to pull the wire out from here on this side of the firewall inside the cab and run it over to the post in the cab itself. Just because this is already getting really busy behind the engine here with wires. There's a ton of wires in there and it's really, really messy. So if I can reduce just one wire going across, it'll just help a lot with that and look a lot neater as well too. So pull it through, hook that up. By the time I've done that, Nathan should have his positive cable done, and then we should be pretty much ready to power it up. Hopefully we don't make any sparks with any loose wires anywhere. And then I can start looking at the dash and figure out like where my start signal is, my crank signal, my ignition signal, all those sort of feeds which we need to wire into the ECU.
How's the wiring cart going? Do you rate it?
Oh, it's amazing.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh, it's so good.
We haven't had to go anywhere else other than the one central location
Well,
this whole time.
we're not taking up benches.
No, it's perfect, isn't it?
It's really good.
I love it.
Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go live with the system. We're going to turn it on, and by system what I mean is all I've got now is I've got body system basically, and all I'm trying to do is just try to find out where my start signal is and my 12 volt signal as well too, because I need to wire that into the ECU. So the ECU will have power because it's got power coming up there, but it's got no start signal or anything like that, so it shouldn't turn on, and even if it did, it's not going to do anything. Like we said earlier, even if this was completely wired up today, it wouldn't even bump because we haven't cracked it yet. So the security features in it, whatever it is, will stop it from starting. So it's fine. So we'll see what happens. Nathan's going to be my lovely assistant and turn it on. And we might pop a couple of fuses. We'll find out in a second. Because hopefully nothing's touching. Is that on?
Yeah.
There's very anticlimactic because nothing happens because
Really
we've got nothing hooked up whatsoever. So now I'm going to try and find power.
You might need to turn the ignition on.
Yeah, I got power.
You got power?
I got power. I got power.
You know how tempting it is to plug the dash in and turn the lights on?
That's what that's what I want to try and find. I want to see if I can get a light signal.
Well, you should just be able to plug it in and turn it on.
Yeah, by rights.
Yeah.
That's Parker's. It's for the dashing.
Let's plug it in. I want to see it lit up.
Me too. You ready?
Oh!
Nice.
That's sick. That actually looks really good, Daniel.
That
It
looks
does.
awesome.
I like it.
That's cool. Never.
I guess that's not going to do anything because it's constantly lit. Yeah, that's sick.
Well, it should dim, I would imagine. It might go darker. Yeah. Well, unless it doesn't. Maybe it is just constantly lit. It's just lit.
Yeah, it's just always lit.
But that is the first time we're seeing power in this thing. Look at that go.
That's cool.
I like the sweep. So,
Well, volts is
Oh, it's
working.
picking up voltage.
oh, it's already got volts.
we
That's good.
got 1 out of 4.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, it's set to 10 grand.
What's this do? So menu. Shift. Oh,
Oh,
shift,
shift is 6 grand.
I don't know what span is.
No idea. Gonna have to read the instructions.
Yeah.
That's sick.
I know what this does. Oh, that's your odometer, so that's easy. And then I don't know what. Oh. 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 It changes your stop driving lights. This is like, hey, stop driving. You really need to stop driving. Why aren't you listening to me? Stop driving, you idiot! That's cool, man. I mean, it's something. We've got power to it. Like, power is coming now from the battery to the front, so that's a win. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
call it. There you go. You got an indicator.
Nice and vibrant.
Your flasher cans. leaves a little to be desired. Got no
High
high beam, but I don't reckon that was working the other day, so I reckon there's something wrong with it.
But could it need to be a closed circuit?
Maybe. But at least you have that. And if you do this, you've got hazards.
Do they have a factory hazard switch?
No, they don't.
Oh, okay.
That's why you can
So you got to sit there and just do that.
I can't get out of the car, love. I've got to keep doing the hazards. Alright, well, that's pretty much as far as we're going to get today, I reckon. We managed to get the dash in and lit up. That was basically the goal that we set ourselves to start with for today. As you can see, there's still a hell of a lot of wiring left, and I need to spend just some time just working away at this slowly. But I think that's just going to take a bit of time that we're going to do off camera, and hopefully we'll come back one day with electrical system pretty much all wired up. But all in all, Nathan probably did more work than I did throughout the whole day, basically. He managed to get the fuse block in place and held in place really nice. That looks really good. And run power to the whole vehicle. So the car does have power now. That's an achievement itself. Now it's all the nitty gritty stuff, which is going to take a little bit of time. But anyway, I hope you've liked this episode. If you have, consider liking and subscribing, and head on over to the website to buy a bunch of merch, t-shirts, stickers, all that sort of stuff. It goes a really long way to helping us do what we do here. We haven't done a word of the day for a little while, but we thought what we should do is Daniel's Louis Vuitton, Daniel's LV, because it's come up a few times today. Put that in the comments below. We'll pick 2 people at random and send out a Hackshop Garage sticker pack. Yeah, I guess the next time you might see us, we could be working on one of those engines over there. We don't know just yet. Depends on where we're at. Nathan's saying yes. That's exactly what we're going to be doing next time. But until we see you next episode, catch you then. I don't love how the fuse box has to go on the dash, but I do love how the fuse box has to go on the dash as well.
Why's that?
Well, it's going to be a pain to mount it, but 2, it just means it's not in the engine bay, so it's just not...
Oh, I would not have put it in the engine bay. You know what I would just say? Just piss off the glove box, eh?
Yeah. Well, actually, it would actually fit really well if you did that. And maybe we have to call Daniel and say, look, you're losing your glove box. But Daniel's like, but where am I going to put my Louis V gloves? But anyway, we'll get to that when we get to it. Because I need this needs to go back 2 feet.
Whoa. Come on. We don't measure in fingers, yards. Come on.
Here we are.
Again on my own. Cause I'm the wiring guy and nobody knows. Cause here I am again with blues and greens and grays and wheats and blues. Is this back in Earth? I don't really know. I pretty much just summed up wiring problems in hit song right there. So this is just going to get welded to the side.
You're still going to refuse to use a drill press, aren't you?
This is my opinion on drill presses, okay?
Yeah.
This is, if you're drilling like thick ass steel,
Yeah.
this is what, it's just easier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doing something like this, 5 seconds.
Yeah. I agree. This is why we didn't have a drill press for so many years, because neither has really ever turned to them. This isn't even bolted down. That's just like, I still need to do that.
So obviously you haven't used it much.
No.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, he don't need no time.
I started really different with where I thought you were going with that.
What did you get?
The blind factory.
Oh wow, I was going for Inception. You know where they're floating in everything, every world? Oh, yeah, man. I think that's what they say, I don't know. I could sound like an absolute idiot right now.
We don't do that enough.
Oh god, I'm leaning right over for this shot. Sacrifices are being made. I was like, you know what's the strongest shape in the world? Triangles. So I put fold in it. So yeah, it'll go like that.
I thought an egg was the strongest shape in the world.
I thought like triangles were.
I don't know.
If you put a lot of pressure on the top of the triangle, it's putting even amount of. You know what? Like eggs for pyramids. You know.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's how the saying goes. Yeah, eggs for pyramids.
Otherwise, it's an egg-shaped pyramid. Yeah.
That one. No, it's the right size.
It's not the right size.
What, sorry? It's the right size.
Working with your dad, back in the morning.
You didn't need to do that one up either. I love making cables.
Making cables, big cables is fun.
Pardon?
Making cables, big cables is
fun.
Making
Yeah.
little cables?
No
Not
fun.
so fun. Lots of little cables.
And now it's just flashing at me.
It's really annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you put like a little red light on it?
But it's just like, no, I'm gonna keep flashing while you're doing this job,
Yeah.
just to tell you that I'm going flat.
Because you know it's always going flat, right when you really don't want it to go flat.
Yeah.
Every time.